My name is Aksik, aka Annika. Super happy to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And today's video is going to be all about a tag. Myself and Maria, a colorful mother of three, are running throughout the year of 2026, and it's called Japanese Korean Coloring 2026. Now, it's not, we're not very strict about that it has to be Japanese and Korean only. You can use other Asian books in it as well. We've kind of expanded it a bit in that sense. And this video is about the prompts, the theme and the scavenger hunt for March 2026. And main thing is to kind of also, I have a pile of books here, which I haven't really bookmarked or tagged much. I did do a little bit of a kind of a paging through them and put some tags in, but mostly we are going to look at those books together and kind of come up with the stuff together. I think that would be slightly possibly more organic way and would give you more ideas and maybe get your brains kind of moving in a better way. So the prompts, here they are. This is for March 2026, and the theme of the month is new beginnings. Now that could mean anything. Basically, why we are calling it new beginnings, March being, in astrology anyway, March represents the beginning of the new year, at least in Western astrology, and also, of course, pretty much the Eastern astrology also kind of, the new year starts kind of end of February. So it's still kind of a newish year in March, sorry, joking a bit. So, and also, of course, March is the month when the nature is waking up and, everything is beginning anew, the year. So we thought that it's not that much about, the year beginning. It's basically anything, trying anything new, doing anything new, shaking yourself up off the old routines. Try a new book, try a new technique, try a new art material. You got those new pencils, use them on the page. You never did anything with soft pastels or oil pastels, but you happen to have them. Well, this is the time to pull them out and play with them. So that's what we would mean by the old beginnings, more so. New page, new book, anything that you feel like new, or if the page represents to you something new, new beginnings. So, you haven't done that style of a page before. Let's say you have never done a double page spread. Well, that would also kind of qualify as a new beginning. And then the scavenger hunt is basically, you can do either one of them or two of them or all of them or choose just the theme or choose any of the scavenger hunt things. You do not have to do them all, okay? But as long as the page kind of somewhat complies with one of those things, you're fine. So the scavenger hunt prompts are Teatime, books, friendship, and street. Now, these can be, of course, interpreted also a bit more broadly, although these are pretty much kind of, more of a, tighter things, and they should be fairly easy to find in your books. So let's move on now to my books, instead of looking at the poster. Sorry, having a drink. I wouldn't waste time here too much. And I'm going to lift that pile to the other side of me. And we'll start going through, at least some of these books. Some of them more thoroughly than others, but, still having a good look at them. So this is by Green Ivy, and I have forgotten to put a name on it. Just a second. I will also check out, maybe I can quickly do the translate now. So this is called Nostalgic Season, that book. and its ISBN is here. Now, these ones tend to be possibly you can find it on Etsy. It's definitely going to be on Aladdin. Well, maybe you have it already. Who knows? But it is a new book for me. So I would like to do a page here this month. And that alone would already, any page I would do in the new book, because it is a new beginning a new book. I could do pretty much anything in here if I wanted to. Okay, for some reason, the focus just disappeared on me. Okay, so it is an absolutely beautiful book, but there's also pages here which would, otherwise, fit. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. But otherwise fit the scavenger hunt prompts, for example. So here is kind of a little girl going to visit her friend the bear. Let's get you a little bit closer so you can maybe see a bit better, so you wouldn't be so far away. So you can see, friendship page. So the bear is waking up. It's a new beginning. It's been asleep all winter. You can see the sleeping. The pillow is still underneath its arm. And the girl is going to greet her friend who has just woken up from hibernation. This page, pure friendship, Also, this page, new beginnings. They are growing new flowers. So you see how much you can pretty much put, probably not every page, but most of the pages, you can kind of make them fit the prompts. Friendship, isn't that just, absolutely lovely? So tea time, we have the pie. So, although there's no teapot on the page, you do not have to have teapot on the page to represent tea time. Tea time also means kind of this snacky time, often tea time as well, at least in Ireland. I'm not sure about the UK and US, but it all, often would mean just, to have a little meal. Having your tea. Sometimes having your tea can also mean you have coffee and a meal. It's kind of almost a blanket thing for a small meal. Almost like sometimes it can be also evening meal. So it's a bit of a wide term here. I don't know how it is in other countries, but that's how it works here. It's just there's beautiful friendship. Another friendship page. Isn't that just gorgeous? Yeah, this book is full of, lovely, beautiful, and it does have this very nostalgic vibe, but it fits pretty much. You can find absolutely every single prompt from our scavenger hunt here, and it also is full of kind of a new beginning things. I know that there was actually literal tea drinking here someplace here as well. I'm not going to go through the whole book. I'm going to go do kind of a more or less, quick flip like this. But a lot for friendship. I'm sure there was a book here, the page here with a book as well. Somebody possibly reading or looking at the book. See, here we go. The girl is reading a book. Also friendship here. Her friend, the cat, is here with her. Yeah, it's just, tea time. Literally, she's drinking tea. Most likely, it might be coffee, but it's a teapot, so I doubt it's going to be coffee. So yeah, there's like so many pages. There's books here also on this page. So this book would be absolutely perfect, but I do acknowledge that a lot of people wouldn't have that book. So if you don't have that book, then maybe you have this one. That's also Green Ivy's book. That's an older one now. That is, I think, called Seasons. ISBN is here. I think it's still available, at least, in Aladdin and then on Etsy and Korean websites if you are bold enough to order from there. And it's the same story. You would have, I have managed to, sadly those books are glue bound. So if you worked in them for quite a while, I will need to put some tape onto it. Luckily, the pages are not running into the seam. So even if it gets like broken like this, you can just put tape in there and it won't interfere with the tape, with the page, because the pages have this kind of a line, they're kind of away from the binding. So that's something. But here, you know, you have friendship, the cats and the girl. You have another friendship page. There's books on this page. So the same story, you know, any one of these books. A beautiful friendship page again. Another friendship page. Yeah, there's so many of them that would fit the prompt. Here we have tea time. The cat is drinking tea. Oh, actually, no, it might not be tea. It might be that it's blowing bubbles from the soapy water in the cup, but it still would qualify as a friendship page. So one of the hardest things I actually found that, you know, to find in the coloring books, for me anyway, was kind of a street. But I would consider, for example, you know, here they are looking at the shop, and this would qualify as a street scene, for example, if you want to go for that prompt. But this is entirely, you know, up to you. You can pretty much, I suspect, make pretty much any page somehow fit these prompts this month, because literally, as long as you're doing something that you haven't done before, it qualifies as new beginnings. So there. Then we have, this is now Desert Fox Sogumi. And I think this is is that the seasons or is that the travel book? That is the travel book, which I do I have the name of the book somehow written here? Once again, I have not, but I can quickly tell you. Yeah, a mysterious travel coloring book. And this is the ISBN, just in case, because I keep forgetting to show you people and to keep giving out to me, absolutely understandably. Sorry. And this is, I think that's the second Desert Fox Segumi's book. I have the first one someplace here as well. And this book has the same thing going on as those first Green Ivy books, that you can pretty much any page almost. You can use them or somehow make them fit. For example, this is kind of a like house that is essentially a tea cake. So tea time. Yeah, there's street scenes here. There's friendship, you know, here. You know, those little beavers and the little cactus. They're all friends and they're working on the beautiful, I think it's a gingerbread house, so that also fits like a tea time. So yeah, there's books on this page. This is a little Desert Fox and the little cactus flying through the sky together. Friendship. There's donuts on this page, so it's tea time. So yeah, you can, as you can see, you know, if you have this book or the other book also, you can pretty much take any of these. You know, this is literally a huge teapot, which, you know, couldn't be more perfect if you wanted to do tea time specifically. I just think tea time is a really cute prompt, and, you know, I'm kind of tempted to do something for it. So, yes, this book is brilliant for these. I know that there were also some, you know, there's kind of a, like travel scenes here as well. Let me find, there's a lot of light effects in this one, but I know that there was some travel stuff here also. And just, you know, here, I know that there was a street there, someplace that I was thinking, that would work. But here you can see books, you know, how cool is that? Another one that has teapots and kind of tea cakes. It's a shop and a bakery. So it could, you know, you could make it fit tea time if you wanted to. I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would kind of go for that one for tea time, but you could. Absolutely nothing is stopping you. So, yeah. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. I really like these books. Oh, here. That's what I meant. There's an actual street here. Now, these ones were hard to find, at least in my books. I know that there are actually Korean or Japanese books around that have plenty of street scenes and city scenes. I just don't happen to have them because I usually don't enjoy coloring buildings too much. Sorry, I just need to drink all the time. I'm thirsty today. But yeah. This is like perfect city scene, and almost like that would be no challenge for me. I know if I went for that, I would have my work cut out for me essentially. But that's what coloring can be about as well. Another thing, do something new. Kind of work a good street scene. That would be a challenge for me, or something new for me. I don't really do these. I don't think I've made kind of a proper street scene. So yeah, another kind of a street scene. Well, kind of, but you could interpret that as a street scene. As they're eating outdoors. So wonderful, wonderful book. Absolutely, another street. I knew that there was more. And here I would almost go for trying to somewhat emulate the colors and how the artist has actually interpreted and colored this image, because you could learn so much about kind of doing the wet street and the reflections and the light and little transparency effects, and there's just so many things that you can learn from and practice and maybe kind of do new techniques on this page alone. This book is full of them. That's one of the big things about this book. It's fairly simplistic if you look at it first, but those images give you so many ideas about coloring them. There's so many interesting, shading and light effects that I would absolutely consider that one of the essentials to try and kind of get for yourself if you're looking for kind of a Korean book. I just consider it very good. It takes pencils. I've heard people saying it doesn't. I have had really good experience with pencils here. I've heard opposite from people as well. It probably depends on the pencils you're using. I have been using a lot of black edition. I think Woomers went down here well. Drawing went down well. Pro Colors went down well. So, I've had kind of variety of different pencils going down well here. And it also takes watercolor as long as you don't go like super wet with it. It reacts better to watercolors that are of Chinese origin, or if not of Chinese origin, then the ones like Prima watercolors, which are more opaque. Okay, so let's move on. Talking too much about this one book. Here we go. This is Eriy. And with her books also, in every single one of her books, there is going to be many pages you could do for this prompt. This specific one is, I think it's World Legends and World Legends and Myths, or Fairy Tales. I don't even know exactly. But here are the ISBNs. This is Japanese version again, because I like the Japanese paper. If I had Eriy books, I have them on Japanese paper. I don't have the romantic country ones, although I'm not. At first, I wasn't drawn to them at all, but now I'm looking at some of those. It seemed very simplistic to me. But now I'm looking at those pages, and I can see the possibilities of what you could do with watercolor or oil pastels on those kind of big surfaces. So I'm thinking about getting one, but I kind of want the third book, and that doesn't seem to be available anywhere. Anyways, here we have loads of different images you could do. These ones, by the way, would be the old version of the books, those scrolls. That's how books used to look like. So you do not have to depict a book as a traditional book. Okay, these were books in its time. So you could do these. There's definitely know that there was several things here that you could easily use. Where is it? You know, that could be a friendship page. Girl and the horse. But once again, you know, most of the books tend to be another friendship, unicorn and a girl. Her books definitely will have some friendship pages. You know, isn't that a beautiful friendship page? Although it's also a Christmas page, so you will probably not want to go for that one. This one is a beautiful friendship page as well. I know that people did that for the love, the month love page, because love also has many faces and does not always have to be romantic. Well, this could also qualify as a friendship page, definitely. So yeah, so many beautiful friendship page. Again, two girls chatting away, another beautiful friendship page, and they're drinking tea. So tea time. That actually is really kind of drawing me almost. I'm going to stick myself. Oops. Okay. I have some tags here that I could stick onto it. So I could stick myself on the, because it is kind of drawing me. It could be a really cute scene. And I know that these books take water pretty well, so, you know, it would be great to kind of base them with water. Watercolor or gouache, you know, depending on what you want to do. Like new beginning, you know, it's a new baby. So, Fairy has a new baby. Would qualify. See, you know, how many. This could qualify as a street scene, because once again, you know, those kind of shop fronts and, you know, in front of the house, which is clearly a kind of a more of a city scene, would definitely, you don't have to have the whole street, you know, kind of in perspective on your page. You can have, you know, fragments like that of the street. So plenty. Oh, and here, this is a pure street scene. I know it's for Halloween, but it does not have to be necessarily for Halloween. It could just be a girl who sees a witch flying by. It doesn't have to be Halloween. Witches can be active all out throughout the year. This is also, you know, kind of supposedly definitely meant to be a Halloween scene. I can, you know, pretty much almost swear on that, but once again, doesn't have to be. Another kind of a street. Well, this is more of a castle front, but yeah, it could work as a friendship maybe. So many pages. And here more Eriy books. This is the Eriy word literature book. And it's one on color. I really want to start working on Eriy books, especially now that I'm also seeing Erica Elm Colors working on them. She does such cute pages in Eriy books, and I really want to kind of play with them as well. So that was what again, sorry. Yeah, world literature. So there's different stories and books from around the world. This is Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, which, you know, was also a friendship of sorts. It's a huge page full, you know, kind of a page full of huge amount of books. So already, you know, in the first few pages, you get so many options that you could use. There's quite a few Christmas pages here, which you probably don't want to do. But if you feel like doing Christmas pages, then absolutely nothing is stopping you. Maybe you want to have 2026 as one Christmas page per month every month. So why not? This is a lovely kind of a friendship page. Two girls. I think they're little women. I suspect that's, you know, what this spread is about. But they were certainly friends. Another friendship page here. So quite a lot. You know, friendship page, boy and the dogs and the monkey. That was a really nice book. a lot of sad bits in it, but really lovely book. What was its name? I don't remember anymore. I know that I read it when I was a kid. It's basically an orphan who was kind of abandoned, and a traveling minstrel or kind of a artist or actor picked him up, and he was traveling with him and trained dogs. They had a little show that they were performing in towns and villages. And yeah, well, of course, eventually, he ended up being a lord, lost child of somebody really rich, that sort of a thing. But the old guy passed away, and there were some really sad bits there in that book. I remember being quite weepy when I read that, or after I read that, but it did have super happy ending. Okay, so yeah, here we are. Oh, now we was performing at the kind of a manor house where they actually discovered that he was actually their son. It's like happened to go there, and they happened to. I don't remember exactly how they recognized him, but that was the story. I need to look it up now, the author from here, and then go and find that book, because now I feel like I should kind of check it out again, like remind myself the story a bit. Another friendship page. Sorry, going on too much about one book. Yeah, these books kind of fascinate me because it's really cool to recognize stories here. Little match girl, which is one of the most devastating stories of all times. Andersen's fairy tales were, by the way, majority of them were absolute killers. But yeah, there's some really interesting books like that aren't really that huge nowadays anymore. Well, most of them are, but some of them aren't that big anymore, and somehow she has picked them up and put into this book. Okay. Anyways, as I said already, plenty of stuff to take from there. Now, if you happen to have this book, which is, I think it's Gugeli, Gongomi, not Gugeli. See, most of Korean books tend to be on the glue bound, and they do tend to kind of crack. So I refuse to be like, super gentle and not, fold them down at all. So they usually don't go into the binding the pages, most of them, like they have difference. So, if things get bad in some areas, I just take tape, tape them together again, because, I don't mind having a tape here and there, but, as long as the book stays together. Okay, so that's New Seasons by Gongomi. And this is now, I actually like that book a lot because it's in kind of very Korean style, very kind of authentic, very interesting art. Really, really like it. It can be challenging, but it does have, you don't have to copy, what the artist has done, but it kind of does give you sometimes guidelines, or sometimes understanding what the object is, or, what goes behind there. And, the color image actually helps with that. You can color it your own way, but they actually kind of help you to figure out what to do. And here I have just, there's plenty of stuff here that you could maybe have a look at, but here I have specifically, marked that page because it has Teatime, essentially. And it does have also, you can translate them, what legend they're from. Sometimes you have a bit of a story underneath as well about the legends and folk tales. Yeah, it's a really, really cool book. Another one that is worth having. Takes watercolor pretty well. This is mostly watercolor, for example. So, here's the ISBN. I'm pretty sure they are definitely still available on Aladdin. Here we have what was its name again? Victorian Fantasy, I think, was the name of that book. And this is the ISBN. I'm not sure if it's still available on Amazon Japan, but that's where is it from? I'm pretty sure it might be. Really nice book. Now, the paper isn't the thickest, and I have not tried it with watercolor yet, but I have seen somebody coloring in here with watercolor, so it's possible. So this one, once again, has pretty much, all the prompts you could wish for, from this times, She is drinking tea and there's books behind her. I don't know if you can see well enough. It's kind of a very fine line art. And the lights often tend to wash it out a little bit. So loads of stuff that you could do here. Friendship, although these, I think it's supposed to be Gemini. This is horoscope. Basically, the first part of it is astrology, the star signs. So this is Gemini, but it could also be interpreted as friendship, because you also have the swans here and everything. So you totally could do that. But there's also, I know that there's an image with loads of books here also. And this would be another opportunity to color here. Another book here. You wanted to do something steampunky, there you go. Friendship. Where is books? So yeah. Oh, and I actually wanted to show you that one. I had marked that one to show you. Here's also tea time. So she's literally serving tea. Okay, and we have this cute book, which I keep not marking. It's in the series, same series as the, was it Takabon? We're talking, I keep forgetting the name of the series, but it's essentially the same series like the Little Mouse Yuri adventures, and this is based on fairy tales, this book, and all the characters seems to be kind of cats and little rabbits and a little squirrel. And there's a hedgehog as well, actually. There's some samples in the beginning. I'm not looking at these, but I also haven't marked much here. But once again, cute friendship pages, a lot of them, and you could definitely find quite a bit of food here, like this one would definitely work, for example, as a friendship page. But there were also pages that would be tea time. You can see here, could be interpreted anyway as such. There's like little, if there's little meals and treats and cakes on the page, then that could be also used for tea time. They're like stuff that goes with tea. So here we go. Technically you could kind of do something like this, which is all sweets and kind of a pastry and cookies and cakes on the page. And yeah, there's so much here also that you can just decide that this fits the prompt. And of course you can also just take a random page and just use something new for you on it, whether it's technique or it's art material or it's just first page in that book, so the book is new to you. So yeah, this is a Cinderella story, I think. So a lot of really cute pages. I really love this one as a kind of a friendship, friends hanging out together scene. You have books here also. They're eating treats. So it could kind of qualify as a tea time. So yeah, absolutely. You can do something in this book as well. This is Eriy's, was it Laura Mia? Magical Country Laura Mia. And yeah, they kind of, the problem of these books tends to be that they do tend to, the binding tends to give up at some stage. But here we have page with loads of books. It's a bookshop. So would work. Another loads of books page. There's a book here also, should you want to do that. So once again, plenty of pages to do. There was also I did mark something here as well, just, I'm not going to go through the whole book. I would consider these friendship page, for example. Beautiful page with the girl and the unicorn. It's just very cute. So, plenty to do here also. Then we have this book, which is Girls and Flowers, I think. Flowers and Girls, sorry. 2. And that's also a Korean book. Hardbound now, so this is going to be stitch bound. It's not going to fall apart on you at least. And this is the ISBN. Oh God, I'm going to turn it around so you can actually see it properly. Here you go. And here we have, there's mostly portraits, but it is a portrait book, but it's not large portrait book. It's a fairly kind of a tight, kind of A5-ish format. And the portraits, although they're portraits, there's portrait within a scene, it's not just a face. And the faces aren't too big, so we all know that skin takes long time to render. In that sense, they're kind of on the easy side of portraits. I like this one a bit better from many others. I think there's 4 or 3 of these in the series, and a lot of them would have the girls are like too kiddie, kind of a weirdly babyish to me. Here they're kind of a slightly more grown up, but here we have a girl drinking what could be tea. It could be coffee cup, could be tea cup. And another one here, another girl with a teapot. And you can see holding the teapot. And there was something that I'm now missing here that I meant to mark, but I didn't. It's fine, there's already several pages here. Friendship page, 2 girls. But no street scenes. That's my problem. My books don't have many streets. Maybe Maria has some books that have streets on them. And this is Eriy book that I have actually colored in. I do like them, but I don't tend to color in them. I really need to get to them. But I do want to have them. That's the thing, especially kind of the later ones. I like the fact that she's doing a lot about kind of word legends and fairy tales and mythology, which is so down my alley. It's just her art style is still a bit of a challenge for me. I need to kind of learn for myself, how to interpret it. I have this one here. That's the only spread that I have done in her books. And everything sparkles. Look at that. That's shiny. Okay, so this is technically also, I think, could be, no, it's not a street scene. But, if you wanted to, you can definitely make it into one. This is definitely a street scene here. You can see here. And this could also be a street scene because it's the street vendor. So you could use that as a street scene. There's... I know that there was some really cute stuff here. This is my whip here, which is very, very old whip. I haven't touched it. I'm waiting for the correct moment to touch it. So yeah, a book with a page with loads of books in it. Some Christmas pages, of course. There's more books on this page. This page actually is quite tempting. It's a lovely page. I know that there was... Oh, that's why I kind of picked it up. This book actually has like full-blown street in it. So there we go, street scene. Yeah. It possibly won't be the book as a scene I would do. I want some movement and people or something happening. No, it's not just a row of houses. But if you enjoy that sort of a more structured page, and if you're more of a person who doesn't enjoy coloring people, because some of us prefer not to do that, prefer more of a landscapey, and less people. More scenery pages, then this one will be perfect for you. Here we have another tea scene, tea time. That's a pure tea time now. You You can see she's coming with the cake. I presume it's a cake, or it might be bread. And there's a teapot and teacup on the table, and the piece of bread. I think it's cheese. Well, yeah. Not sure what it is, but something like that. We have books on this scene. I think it's really cool. That looks like something very kind of a vampire lore inspired. I think that's the page Erica is doing this month. I've seen her doing it, and it comes out really cool. Another tea drinking scene here. So plenty. You know, if you have any of Eriy books, anything, and you know, pretty much any one of them will have plenty for you to do. And here we have a fantasy season, which is ISBN is here. I absolutely love the art style in this book. It's quite unique. It's quirky, it's interesting, and very appealing to me. And also kind of one of those that you instantly kind of recognize the art in this book, the style in this book. So yeah, I would love to work here again soon. Although, you know, I don't know, there's only so many days in the month and so many hours in a day. And this scene would definitely qualify as tea time. You can see the rabbit is already, you know, the teacup is here. They're still making, rolling some pastry out and stuff, and making cakes and cookies for tea. So it's basically one big tea time scene. Okay. Just a second. I need to have a quick look. And there's cupcakes here, which would also work as tea time pages. So also in this book, pretty much every single page would qualify as a friendship page, because the bear constantly has his friends with him, and you know, he's always very nice and very supportive, and you know, really lovely to them. So yeah. Absolutely, pretty much every page here, should you wish to do so, you can do that. You know, here, a cute little page with new beginnings. Those are new chicks. They would fit so well into kind of a spring themes. So there you go. If you wanted to do an Easter page, so yeah, so many scenes, so many pages that you could do. Here, the friends are coming to visit, the rabbit, friendship. So you can just pretty much open this book on any page and you could do it. And just kind of make it fit the prompt. And I really like the art style in this book. It's really interesting and quirky and somehow sketchy and fluid and, you know, like has a character. So, very much want to do something in here. But, you know, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Here we have, sorry, the moment I take the book away, the camera gets all confused what it should focus on, so it goes... and this is now the Desert Fox Sagumi. I think that's the first book, in my opinion anyway. I think it's called Seasons. It's Desert Fox for Sagumi Desert Fox 4 Seasons, and this is the ISBN. I get Korean books on Aladdin, but there are also Etsy sellers who sell them. It does work out cheaper if you order from Aladdin, but you know, it is a bit more complicated. Not that much complicated. Once you get hold of it, it's actually quite easy. It's just getting going, getting things set up and, to your liking, and so you understand how to do it. It takes a little bit of time, but not that long. So it's not that complicated, and it's quite safe, and it's super fast. The books come to me if I have ordered a couple of times, and they came pretty much within 3 days to me. They send them with DHL. and the shipping isn't crazy at all, considering how far away they come from. So once again, pretty much any page. I'm not going to go through it because otherwise this video is going to get absolutely mad. I am going to just, show some pages here and essentially making them to fit the prompt. Any page here. There we go. Friendship page. What else is here? Another friendship page. Most of those pages would fit as friendship pages because it's a friendship between the little cactus and Sagumi the desert fox. Here we also have the books, of course, on the page. I don't remember in this book any street scenes, although that could be interpreted as a street of sorts. Here's... I know that there was... Yeah, that's not a street scene either. Yeah, that I found the hardest thing to find, actually, for myself. Just street. Oh, for some reason I have colored just apples on this. Huh. Okay. That's quite typical, actually. I just put color into apples, which was, from what I remember, super easy to do. I should actually finish that page because it would be one of those pages that would go really fast and really painless. But I know that there's also books in there. See, a tea. It's a tea time. Sagumi is having tea. There was another tea. Drinking tea. It's a really cute scene in the little suitcase home. Another tea scene here. It's an Asian book of it will have tea scenes. Another tea scene here. And I know that there at the back there was well, this one would have been more of a meal time. I think it's a soup here on the table. Yeah, the soup. This one is actually colored. I really enjoy coloring in this book. For me, that I find that the pencils go down really well here. I honestly, I hear people saying pencils don't go well, and I have opposite experience. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and this book hasn't broken the spine yet, but it will probably eventually, because most of those Korean books, they do tend to be on a glue binding only. So, this one is another one. It's a page that is done, and although I have taken ideas from here, but I've done them in my own way. So you can kind of interpret things, or you take some color ideas or combinations there, but then still do them in your style. And this one would qualify as a street scene. As you can see, they are little street food cart, and there's houses behind, so that is literally a street scene. And there's melting snowmen, so that beginning of March would pretty much work very well. So yeah, plenty to do here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Here we have another book. This is, what do I have the name written? Cat's Fall Picnic Coloring Book. I just grabbed, one of these books. There's 4 of them in that specific kind of a series. What is the author? Sun Jin Jong. If I pronounced it really badly, I deeply apologize. I really like, once again, the art. I know that some of us don't love when there's an example or sample that close, kind of next to the image, because you feel that it's going to influence you too much. In a way, I don't mind too much. I kind of like that it gives me ideas for what colors to use. It also kind of challenges me to try, if I can, sometimes I just take very, very limited set of pencils or whatever, and I'm trying to kind of hit a similar vibe, but I of course do the shading differently because, that's not my style of shading. That's not how I color. But I do take some ideas, sometimes some light effect, or sometimes, some color choices, which I find the color choices in this book. I don't like the shading itself that much, or the coloring maybe, but I do like often the color choices, and often also kind of little interesting color effects. So here you would have loads of little friendship scenes. Here you go. There's two cats sitting next to each other, looking at the city at nighttime. Here's, a bunch of friends taking a bath together. She's a really cute scene. And I've colored one cat, which is really funny. This is very typical now. I saw, probably had pencils in my hand. I wanted to try out some combinations, so I just colored a random cat, as you do. That would be so, that's very me. And once again, bunch of friends frolicking around in flowers. So, or taking a nap together. So many things you can do on this book. Pretty much every page essentially is a friendship page, but I'm pretty sure there were some books here as well, and I'm not sure about tea though. It probably is. Like, this could qualify as a tea time because we have cakes here and all sorts of sweet treats, pastries that would go with kind of a tea time, so could work with that. But yeah, pretty much any page. This one is kind of, supposedly fall. Some of the images are very fall, but some could be pretty much any time of the year. I've started here, kind of putting down some base, but I haven't gone further than that. I think I really like the color combo on this page. Well, somewhat anyway. And I meant to kind of at least pick up the vibe of it. You already see that I'm not copying, exactly what is going on the next page. But there's some Halloween stuff here as well. But here, you look, we have pure tea time page. They are literally having tea, and there's little fancy tiered cake tray in front of them. So they're having a really posh tea. And let's say you want to try a new technique, why not to do fancy bottles? Bubbles. And I actually really like how the artist has done the samples of the bubbles here. So if you have that bubble, book, you can practice a little bit, how she did them, because I think they look cool. And here we have, one of the last ones now. I don't have too long to go. This is the Forest Girl. Do not remember if that's the first one or the second one. I don't think that's the first one. I think it's the second or third one, actually. Yeah, I don't think I have it anywhere written there. That is also a Korean version. And here is the ISBN. I think some of them are now published as a Japanese version as well. Now I will probably get them more so in Japanese version than in Korean, because often the Japanese paper is better for water, should you want to use paper, water, and a lot of that art is kind of, you can clearly see from the images that there's, watercolor involved there. So it would be beneficial if you could use a little bit water, to do some of those effects, because Korean paper, as a rule, does not love water. Now, you can create a lot of those scenes with soft pastels as well. So you could just, do the backgrounds instead of watercolors, kind of create similar effects with soft pastels, and maybe a bit of a gel pen on top with some textures and stuff like this. And every page here would work essentially for friendship, because she always has her friend the dog and the friend the squirrel. They're always together, they're always happy, they're always supportive of each other. It's full of warmth and companionship, and at the same time kind of happy solitude. It's I just love her art, and one of the reasons why I haven't colored in her books is that I love her art so much. It's like, she's done it perfectly. What can I do? But, I really, really want to kind of challenge myself more. I think this might be one of the earlier ones, but you kind of notice that she is getting, older as time goes on, slightly. So I think that might have been one of the younger books. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there were books here. Yeah, there's a books page here. She's kind of a bit sad in this picture, but look at the dog and the squirrel looking at her and kind of worried about her, and she's sad. But there are books in this image, and there's quite a lot of books. There's books here. You could do that one. I'm pretty sure there was some kind of a tea drinker. Here you go. You have cookies and stuff for tea ready here. It's a teapot. I think that's a kind of a bigger teapot. So you have a tea page here. So yeah, any one of them essentially would work, but some of them, if you want to do several prompts, would work particularly well. Here she is reading a book, but there's also friendship, because they're all huddled up together and they're all very cozy and happy. So yeah, so many things to do in this one, and this is basically all huge book, the whole page. So fantastic book. And the last one I thought to show, this is now something that I usually don't have, and this is Kanoko Egusa's A Symphony of Cute Animals, that I actually have in English version instead of Japanese. I usually would have the Japanese version. If it's a Japanese book originally, I prefer to have Japanese version. Now, I don't know how the paper here is with water, because I have not tried, but it is definitely absolutely lovely with pencils. I know that because I've tried it here. They weren't like fancy pencils either, from what I remember, and I just did that little scene there with pencils just to kind of practice, and kind of get a feel of the paper. And I have to say, I was quite impressed. They were Delhi pencils. Yeah, Delhi pencils. So, not fancy, expensive pencils. And here you will also have kind of loads of little scenes. You can basically, if you're using a new art material, or you just consider that a new page or something new that you have not done before, or just start a new page, absolutely would work for you. So it's really, really wide this month. Here is the piggy page. I would love to kind of do one page where in March we are going to color piggies for Piggy, because Piggy Pens did a huge amount of work now in February to raise funds for the World Cancer Fund. So we kind of want to celebrate her and appreciate her. So we're going to color piggies in March. And here we have a piggy. So if somebody wants to do a piggy and, Japanese, Korean coloring book, there we go. And it has a teacup, so tea time. Piggy in a teacup. Join 2 prompts. This one could work as a tea prompt. That's why I kind of picked that book. There were several pages that could have worked here like a tea time. But there's also so many opportunities here just to use a bit of new media and maybe get a page done in that amazing book. Now, I would like to, genuinely, I would love to try a bit of water here. Here we have a tea and a book. There we go. And we have friendship, 2 friendly kitties. So couldn't be nicer, really. I might actually just, stick a bookmark in there just in case I feel like doing that. Although It seems to be more kind of geared towards autumn, that page. But, does it really matter? We don't have to be that seasonal minded. I don't really get that much. If I want to color winter scene in July, what's to stop me? And here we have books once again on this page. So plenty to be found here that can be used, and you can do pretty much the same with all of your Kanoko, or there's other books by her. I'm pretty sure same style. If you look at the prompts there, you can find something, or you can just use something that you haven't used before, or maybe you haven't colored in that book before, and that is also enough. So I think we've now spent a long time looking at the books. I hope you've gotten some ideas and kind of maybe loosened up slightly, so you don't have to you don't get stuck on the prompts too much. You understand that they are meant for loose interpretation, and you can pretty much play around with them in your head and decide what you're going to do. So hopefully you will join us, and once again I'm going to show you quickly the poster. Here we go. So theme is new beginnings, scavenger hunt is tea time, books, friendship, or a street. And if you're doing them, then tag us on Instagram. Just word of warning, just in case, if I don't see your works right away. Like, I don't go to Instagram every day, and usually go there maybe once or twice a week. I don't have time, sadly, to go there daily. So it might be a while before I kind of see your works. Sometimes I can't spend too long there either, but I, will eventually try to get to them. I will try to, look at them all and like them all and comment at them all. Okay. And we also have a group, Instagram group, where we share our work and talk about our ideas and just discuss what we're doing and show each other our whips sometimes, and also the works we've done. So if you would prefer to kind of work in that sort of a more intimate environment, then you are very, very welcome to just send me or Maria. You can see our Instagram handles there at the bottom of the screen. You can send us a message on Instagram, and we'll add you to the group should you want to join. Okay, this is not obligation. This is something that is another option if you want to do it. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you had some ideas from here. Hope you are happy. Hope you are healthy. Hope you have loads of creative times, and hope to see your works again in March. So, bye-bye.